What's going on? Today we're talking about the top 5 podcast hosting options for you as a podcaster here in 2021 and moving on into 2022. So if you're looking to get a show up and running, these are 5 hosts that you need to keep in mind and look into for hosting your show. And so what we're going to do is outline all of these different hosts as well as tell you which host is perfect for which situation. So you're going to make sure that you make the best decision for you and your show. And I've been running my podcast for over 3 years now, so I have a ton of experience with podcasts and podcast hosting, so I know a thing or two about what I'm talking here, so I can help you make the best decision possible. And as we go through each host, if you are sold at any time on one specific host, there are links down below to access all of them, and a lot of those links have exclusive free trials or discounts or sign up bonuses. So go ahead and make sure to use those links to get those additional incentives that are being offered. So what I'm not going to do is tell you that every one of these hosts can get your show hosted on the different directories. Obviously, that's what a podcast host does. So for the format of this video, what I'm going to do is outline some of the core and unique features for each host, then also provide a con that comes along with going with this podcast hosting options. Not all good, there's always some bad. And then finally, round it out with who this host is perfect for. So that's what we're going to go through for each of the 5 hosts. So let's get right into the first option, which is my personal host, Buzzsprout. So I am a massive fan of Buzzsprout. That is very easy to see. All you have to do is go through my channel. I have a ton of content and a ton of collaborations with Buzzsprout because I am such a big believer in their product. They're even who I personally use for my show, Social Media University. So I've been using them for 3 years now, and I have loved the experience all the way along. So why I'm such a big fan of them and what really makes them unique is their focus on simplicity and ease of use. They give you a ton of tools, basically any tool you could think of, and they only give it to you if they can make it extremely easy to use, which they continue to find a way to do. So they never sacrifice ease of use for another feature. They always give you the feature, but they always make it so easy to use. So if you're a beginner, you're not gonna have any problems here whatsoever. So some of the unique features that I love about Buzzsprout is that all of their plans come with advanced statistics. So there's no paywall, meaning you need to go to a higher or a mid-tier plan to get the advanced stats. Regardless of what plan you're on, you will get access to all of the stats. Another element of their plans that I love is that they charge based on upload time. So a lot of other providers, and some that we'll cover in this video, charge based on downloads. And the problem with that is that you're gonna have to pay more as your show grows. Buzzsprout, on the other hand, pays based on upload time. So it's totally dependent on how much content you're uploading per month. So it keeps things very consistent. You have a solid idea of exactly what you'll be paying for, regardless of how big your show gets, unless you increase how much content you're uploading. They also have a dynamic content feature, which allows you to dynamically change pre and post rolls for all of your episodes, even the past ones, to include a specific call to action or message that is relevant at the given time. So that way you can even make your old catalog of content still work for you and your current focus is today, which can be a huge help if you're a business or a creator. You can always be sending traffic to what you're currently focusing on. And I know that podcasters are always very focused about making money from their podcast, which is obviously understandable. And Buzzsprout's solution to this is their exclusive affiliate hub. So essentially what they've done is gone out and negotiated exclusive affiliate offers for very popular and great brands that are exclusive to Buzzsprout users. So this will allow you to have access to these exclusive offers and then promote them out to your listeners to start making money quickly through affiliate marketing. Another unique Buzzsprout feature is magic mastering. So essentially what this is it treats and filters out your audio to make it sound a lot better using AI. So say you recorded a conversation and the microphones weren't leveled or there's a lot of background noise, magic mastering will actually filter a lot of that out and make it sound a lot easier on the ears, and it does it all for you automatically. So if you have magic mastering, once you upload your content to Buzzsprout, you can just turn that on and it will filter things out and make it sound significantly better without any additional work for you. They also provide a podcast website, a podcast player, as well as a soundbite or audiogram creator that allows you to easily make content that you can repurpose on other social media platforms. And there's a few other features that Buzzsprout offers, but for the sake of time, if you want to check them out, there's a link to it down below. And if you sign up using that link, you'll get yourself a free $20 Amazon gift card. But to summarize, Buzzsprout gives you a ton of tools. They're constantly adding to this, and they're always very easy to use. So for the cons when it comes to Buzzsprout, there's only really 2 that come to mind. The first is that you have to pay per show. So say you bought 6 hours of uploads per month, you can't split those across 2 shows. You do have to pay per month per show. So that's one issue that I have with Buzzsprout, or one one minor complaint, but if you only have one show, that's a non-issue. And the other element is that Magic Mastering, the feature that I just went on and on about a few seconds ago, I love the feature, but it is behind a paywall, meaning you're gonna have to pay additionally every single month to use that service. I think it's worth it. It saves you a ton of time, but that is one minor complaint. You do have to pay for it. And who is Buzzsprout best for? It's best for people who want to get a show up and running. They want some bells and whistles, but they always want to make sure it's very easy to use and they don't get overwhelmed. So that's who it's perfect for. Basically, any podcaster that wants a very streamlined and easy solution to run their show very smoothly. And if that sounds like you, there's a link to Buzzsprout down below. So the next host we're going to cover here is Spreaker. And this is one that is getting a ton of traction as of late. It actually wasn't featured in my video the last time I made a top 5 list, but it now is because of a few really cool options that make it a very, very compelling choice for podcasters. So with Spreaker, you can host multiple shows on one plan, giving you a ton of freedom. And Spreaker also has a ton of tools to help you start making money right from your show right away from day one, which is a huge, huge plus for a lot of people that are out there looking to do that. And they do this through offering programmatic monetization. So essentially, you put ad spots within your episodes through Spreaker, and then advertisers can pay to be included in that, and then you earn some of that money as a result for letting them be there. But Spreaker facilitates the whole exchange, so you don't have to constantly be going out and finding sponsors. They do that for you, and then just simply by having people listen to your episodes, you earn money every single month. They also give you the option to offer paid subscriptions to your podcast for exclusive content that you can put behind a paywall. So this is a great way to also make some consistent monthly income by offering subscriptions. Spreaker also has their own studio that allows for you to record and edit your podcasts together, so you can really get a lot done within this ecosystem to run your show efficiently. And the cons when it comes to using Spreaker is that a lot of their cool features that make them so compelling are tiered. So if you want some of the very obvious features that most people would go to Spreaker for, you do have to pay for more of their premium plans. Plus, their advanced statistics and analytics are also limited to their more expensive plans. So if you do have one of the cheaper ones or the free one, you won't have access to those. So that's one minor con there. Spreaker is best for people who are very concerned with monetization and monetizing from day one. The programmatic monetization makes it very easy to start making money just from your content right away. So if that's a core focus of yours, Spreaker may be the perfect choice for you. And if it is, again, link down below to check them out. Next on the docket, we have Captivate, a newer player in the space, but one that is very, very compelling for a few reasons. Captivate is a growth-focused podcast host that gives you a ton of tools really focused around that general element of growing your audience and scaling it to then in turn make more money and do more with the show. But they really focus on helping you grow your show. And some features that we love about Captivate is that you can have unlimited shows on one plan. They give you the option for a private podcast, meaning that if you have a show that you want to have limited to a certain amount of people, you can make a private show using Captivate. You can have unlimited team members on your Captivate plan, meaning as many people as possible can help you run and operate your show. And they also have a ton of other unique growth tools that I won't go over all of them because we'd be here for quite a while. So if you want to check all those tools out, use the link down below to go do so. But what makes them so compelling is not just because they give you so many tools, but because they're very focused on giving you the resources and the know-how and support to really maximize the use of these tools. And they do this through what they call Captivate Growth Labs. So this is content that is free to Captivate users, but it is limited to Captivate users, meaning it's exclusive content that you can only receive if you are a customer and user of Captivate. And here they teach you all the things you need to know to run a successful show, as well as how to use Captivate's tools to do so effectively. They teach you about SEO. They'll teach you about marketing your show. They cover audience growth and monetization and basically everything else you could think of when it comes to building a show, running a show, and scaling a show. And the content within Growth Labs is a mix of pre-recorded videos as well as live training sessions. So I just shared a ton of good when it comes to Captivate, but the cons are things that you do want to consider. The first being is that you have to pay per download. So what this means is that your monthly plan gives you a certain amount of downloads for a specific price point. So as your show grows, it means you're going to have to be paying more per month to get additional downloads for your show. So it's not a massive deal, but it's definitely something to consider. As your audience grows, you are going to have to pay more. And the other con for Captivate really comes with the pros of Captivate. Since they're giving you so many tools to use, naturally, you're going to have to spend more time learning how to use them. And luckily, Growth Labs gives you all the content that you would need, but obviously you're going to have to spend the necessary time in Growth Labs to really get all that information. And Captivate is best for podcasters that are very growth focused. This is a recurring theme across all of their messaging. So if you fall into that camp and you're very growth obsessed and you want to use all of these tools, Captivate may be the best option for you. And there's a link to access it for a free trial down below. The next host we're covering today is Podbean. And Podbean has been around for a while, and they are an awesome choice for podcasters, especially podcasters that want to do a bunch with their show. All of their paid plans also come with unlimited bandwidth and storage, so there's no restrictions there for your show. Podbean also has their own mobile mobile app that has a ton of users using it to listen to podcasts. They also give you the ability to fully customize your podcast website. So while a ton of other podcast hosts out there give you a podcast website, most won't let you customize the way Podbean allows. You can really change every little facet of that website because you have access to the code, so you can in turn change it. Podbean also gives you the option to host a private podcast. Something very unique to Podbean is their video podcasting tools. This is a core focus of theirs and something that they give you a ton of tools and resources to really maximize the use and execution of video podcasting, which is a growing and emerging trend. And when it comes to making money from your podcast, Podbean gives you a ton of solutions to this as well. They have an ads marketplace, which allows you to find advertisers and monetize off of your podcast. They give you the option for a patron program so that you can sell patron offerings to your listeners to give them private access to certain kinds of content. And you also have the ability to sell access to select exclusive content, giving you another monetization opportunity. Podbean also has very powerful live streaming capabilities, which can be game-changing for certain shows. Their live streaming has a call-in feature for both guests as well as listeners, really making it easy to get people involved in the show. Listeners also have the ability to send shows tips, and there's also a chat functionality for people watching the live stream or listening to the live stream as well. So Podbean also has a ton of other features that we're not going to cover here in this video, but they do offer just basically anything you could think of, and they even have enterprise solutions for bigger businesses or podcast networks. So really, basically anything you could think of doing when it comes to your podcast, you can probably do it using Podbean. So with all of these different tools at your disposal, the one con when it comes to Podbean is there's a lot to learn and a lot to know. And since you have access to these tools and you're paying for them, naturally you want to make sure that you're using them as well as leveraging them to their best of their ability. So you're going to have to take the time to really teach yourself how to use them most effectively. They do have resources on their blog as well as their YouTube channel, but you're going to have to put the time in to really figure out how to get the most out of Podbean. But if you do that, it can be awesome. So Podbean is best for someone who wants all of these tools and wants this customization and is going to put the time and effort into really maximizing what their show can be using the tools that Podbean gives them. It's also great for someone if they have a team in place who can really keep these things going and making sure that you're leveraging all of the tools. So if you want to check out Podbean, you think it's a good choice for you, use the link down below to access a free trial. The fifth and final option that we're going to cover here today is Transistor, another very easy to use and very intuitive podcast hosting option that may be perfect for you. Some awesome features about Transistor is that you can host unlimited shows with just one plan. All of their plans also include advanced analytics, so you don't have to pay a premium to get access to these precious numbers. Transistor also offers a private podcast hosting option if that's something you're looking to have. They also offer industry-leading customer service and support. And the cons when it comes to Transistor are that there's not a ton of tools. It doesn't have the bells and whistles that some of the other options do have. So if you're looking for some of those tools, they're not here in Transistor. But if Transistor has what you're looking for, it could be a great option for you. The other con when it comes to Transistor is that their plans, again, are charged based on monthly downloads. So as your show grows, expect to be spending more per month for podcast hosting. Like I mentioned throughout the video, there are links to each of the hosts that we covered in the description box of this video. And this is our top 5 list as of right now. So I would love to hear from you. Which of these 5 hosts are you most likely to go with, or which one are you going with? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, if there's a podcast host that you think we missed that should have been included in the list, let us know in the comment section down below so that we can keep an eye on them to maybe include them in next year's list. But you can't go wrong with any of these 5 hosts that we mentioned. I am confident that you'll be happy with whatever choice that you go with. And congrats on getting your show up and running. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I post consistent content helping you run and grow your show. So don't forget to tap that subscribe button down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it as well so that you can easily find this video again in the future. And I'd really appreciate it. Go crush it with your show. Enjoy using your new host, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.